Hello everyone and welcome to this video about the Unison Midi Chord pack. This is not a sponsored video, I just came across it and I decided to give it a try. I found one of their ads probably on YouTube and I said, well, let me check it out. So I went to see that and okay, now it's 67 and in 18 hours there is this sale that's gonna end. I paid 27, so it was not costing much and I was actually curious. Now, I don't need pre-built chords. I'm a pianist and guitarist and I know music, I compose music, and honestly, I'm always against those pre-built kind of, music because it's actually pre-built music. But there is an exception. I think this specific tool can be used as an inspiration tool. You know, when you have blank project, nothing on the DAW and you don't know where to start, you just throw in a couple of chords and at least you have something to start with. And it's not your muscle memory that is always playing the same things. It's just something that is coming out of a collection of presets, exactly like a plugin preset, and gives you inspiration and you can start building on top of that basic structure. Then you can probably even delete everything and start all over again with your own ideas, but you got inspired by those chords. Now I'm always pushing my friends and colleagues to improve their music theory. Music theory is important because it's a skill. It's a skill that helps you create things without any external tool, and then you can put your creativity on top of those skills. So why am I doing a video about this tool? Because I think you can learn from this. You can you can look at the piano roll and then understand how that chord is built and how that progression of chord is built. And it's a double tool. You can create with it and you can learn from it. So never leave music theory behind. There are plenty of tutorials, plenty of things and tools like this where you can learn theory. Also, inside this collection, there are a couple of PDFs with some pieces of theory, very interesting. I haven't been able to check yet because I just got the pack, but I'm definitely going to read it because it's going to enrich my knowledge for sure. Now, let's dig into the product. Once we open the Unison Midi Chord pack, you can see 12 different keys. You have C major and A minor, and then so on for the entire scale. And then inside you have 4 different folders with different sets inside. So the Triads has, you can choose between C major and A minor. And then there is the very basic progression, which is the old Triads. And then you have the building blocks to build this progression. So let's listen to this one first. Okay, so this is a very basic progression. You can see it down here in the piano roll, and then you have the chords that make this progression. You can decide to build your own, placing, like just 3 chords. In this case, it's C, D minor, and G major. But you can also decide to put an A minor, for instance, here, and then making a 4 chords progression and build your own. It's already something, right? You can already imagine something happening underneath with other instruments. Okay, this is very, very basic. I personally will not use this kind of progressions because it's very, very basic, and I know I can do it with my hands and I know it by heart, but things get a little bit spicy when you go into the extended chords. It's a more interesting sets of chords. So these are chords with little alterations, like in this case you can see that is a C minor 6th with the addition of the 9th, and sounds like this. We have the 7th, major 7th, Okay, now what you can do with this, you can get each whatever you want from the C, and then putting whatever you want from the D, and start experimenting, and then, you know, freely add your chords to this set, and then put an E, and then put in F, and then a G7th, and see what happens. Oops. That's pretty good. I mean, these extended chords make a lot of sense to me, because I can literally throw in some chords, or probably not even using with the piano, but using with the different instrument, like strings or a synthesizer, and that's gonna be, you know, a good experiment, a good exercise to try to make. Then we have the borrowed and modal chords. That's not as scary as it sounds. So borrowed chords are chords that technically naturally belong to another key, like the G minor, for instance, doesn't belong to the C major, you know, family, but you can basically go into the C major and find all the chords that still match. You can still do something that is not yet noise and bad to hear, but it still fits pretty nicely into something like, you know, let's say the first piece of chords. Let's say that, you know, we are in C major now, and this is the triad, the basic triad that we had at the beginning. Okay, now let's delete those guys, and then let's keep only the C major and throw in, let's see, a G minor ninth. So this should give us that jazzy feeling of a chord that all of a sudden you find inside your progression. It doesn't really belong there, but still can be interesting. Let's see. Oh. Haha. And then you throw in this. Well, this not really my thing, but let's try with this one. Why not? I mean, that's jazz, right? All of a sudden you are in that territory where everything is allowed. Not everything, but most of the things. Okay, this is the borrowed modal chords. Pretty interesting. I really want to jam on it. Let's go into progressions. Now, this for me is pretty interesting because you have major and minor progressions. So here we have a set of 12 different progressions. This means it's a set of chords for each of those MIDI files. So let's get, for instance, we are in major progressions. So let's bring this here and let's listen. Pretty simple. Let's go here, and then you have different builds for these progressions. So you're still in C major, but what you see here is a different position of the elements of the grades of the scale. So you have the fourth, and then you have you have the sixth, and then you have the fourth, and then the first, and then the fifth, and all the variables are here in this progressions. I found something very interesting into the advanced progressions, and here into the minor progressions. This is something that I use. This is something I would use because, of course, I know chords, I know music, but I don't know all of them. And sometimes some of those pieces can really give me something, can really help me and teach me some new positions, some new structures. So let's start with this one. It's very rich, very well harmonized. You can jam on it. Okay, let's try another one, and then let's try this. I'm picking the one that start with the with the roots. So with the first one in front of everyone, in front of everybody. Somebody stop me. Okay, you can jam on it. And also, when I was trying those chords before, I also got a drum built. So I really wanted to jam on it, and you know, I put this, I put this drum, and then this is what I'm talking about, inspiration. So you got somebody that just play those chords for you, and if you do know what chords, what you know, what to build on top of it, like a bass line, for instance. You know, I got a bass here, and if you like, really as a starting point, you get the bottom of this chord, you copy and you create a bass line. Like this is really the beginning of, you know, a structure. But yeah, you had a bass that is going along this set of chords. And you know, another important thing is the you know, not only the notes of the bass, but also the rhythm, you know, the rhythmics that the bass is following. So what you can do, if you really want to cheat, you get whatever the kick drum hits, you know, like you paste here, and then you can, you know, get this like here, and then this tree up here, and then you basically get the bass that is playing the right note following the kick drum. And you can, of course, definitely, you know, do something like this, and then you can modulate as you want. Just you move those guys up there, and while you do this, you should learn what those notes are and why they're playing there, where these guys are putting the bass, the bottom of the chord, right, the lower part of the chord, and you know, you can pick up. And you know, this last one, just to make sure that I complete it. Always complete job. And you can jam. Okay, that's horrible. Of course, you gotta make it better and make a better rhythm and be as natural as possible with the bass. But you know where to put the notes, and you know exactly where to where the bass hits. You know, you can go on and listen to other. Let's listen to a couple of more presets here. And then probably change. Let's see what happens if I connect together a couple of those. Just to give a variation to the chord. Interesting. Okay, of course they suggest you know, this is a suggestion. Those are the chords that sits well together, but you know, you can open the the G flat and E flat minor folder and get something from this, it's gonna probably, I'm just going randomly, and this is gonna probably sound horrible. I'm sorry for purists watching this video. I'm just randomly placing chords, but let's see, you know, if we just go crazy and we go random, what happens? Ouchie. Well, not that bad. I mean, a little bit. Okay, it was just an experiment, but this is the product. And you know, you have technically limitless possibilities in terms of mix and matching. If you want to match chords from different keys, you can. If you want to just go on a secure road and use just the pre-built progression, that's also good. Use this tool as a creative tool and use this tool as a learning tool. That's even more important. I can't stress enough about the music theory learning. So final considerations. Is it a good product? Well, if you don't know music theory, this is a great tool to start with. It's going to help you create, it's going to help you to learn, and you know, you can throw in chords and you can start building and unlock whatever block you have in terms of music creation. Is well organized, is super easy to use. As you can see, you just drop the MIDI file inside your DAW and you're good to go. Is also a tool that is not going to get old. I mean, it's not a plugin or sound library that is getting old, you know, after 3 months or 6 months. This is just a MIDI file and it's the basics of music, and music theory is not going to change anytime soon. So it's not getting old, it's well organized, and I think it's a very useful creative and learning product. The price tag 67, in my opinion, is a little bit steep. I got it for 27, but if you follow the guys, probably they're gonna drop another sale anytime soon. For the future videos, if you want me to review some products like gears or software plugins, I'm very happy to hop on another product and, you know, show you inside and give you my consideration. And don't forget to subscribe so you can get the other videos and all the updates that I will make. And again, thanks for watching and see you in the next video.